Legend tells of the phoenix, a mythical bird that burns. It symbolizes renewal, strength, and transformation. 1 year ago, Phoenix Gate Group was born with that same fiery spirit to inspire, connect, and empower professionals across the globe. And what a journey it's been. Under the visionary leadership of Dr. Vivian Magnus, our founder and lead coach, we didn't just take flight, we soared, we stumbled, we built, we believed. And today, through tears and triumph, we celebrate 1 year of relentless impact, meaningful milestones, and unimaginable transformation. From humble beginnings, Zoom links, voice notes, midnight strategy calls, we've grown into a powerhouse community with nearly 1,000 members strong. In just 12 months, we have reached over 40,000 professionals across the US, UK, Ghana, Nigeria, Uganda, and Kenya. Nearly 1,000 attendees joined us weekly on LinkedIn, and the world took notice. This year, Phoenix Gate was honored with the Social Impact Award of the Year and named the most impactful community of the year. Those trophies, they carry the fingerprints of every volunteer, every coach, every community member who chose to rise with us. But our story goes beyond resumes and recognition. Beyond professional development, Phoenix Gate has walked into the sacred space of business strategy with international and non-governmental organizations. We've led masterclasses, outreaches, boot camps, and visibility challenges that didn't just teach, they healed. And through it all, Dr. Magnus, our business development coach, stood at the center. A quiet force, a lighthouse in the storm. So now we ask you, are you struggling with your line visibility? Do you ever feel unseen while secretly dreaming of becoming a commanding influence, a recognized thought leader? Are you in that place between faith and fear, waiting for your breakthrough? At Phoenix Gate, we've already reached 40,000 professionals and business leaders worldwide. But this is not about numbers. It's about the transformation behind every name. We train you, we champion you, we give you a platform. And when you stand to speak, we make sure the world listens. As we mark this 1 year journey, we do it with full hearts. Gratitude overflows for our members, our partners, and every soul that carried us when we were too weary to walk. Phoenix Gate Group is not just a network. It is a living, breathing, purpose-driven community. It is hope. It is healing. It is home. And still, this is only the beginning. Here's to a future brighter than flames. We rise together. Legend tells of the phoenix, a mythical bird that burns. It symbolizes renewal, strength, and transformation. 1 year ago, Phoenix Gate Group was born with that same fiery spirit to inspire, connect, and empower professionals across the globe. And what a journey it's been. Under the visionary leadership of Dr. Vivian Magnus, our founder and lead coach, we didn't just take flight, we soared, we stumbled, we built, we believed. And today, through tears and triumph, we celebrate 1 year of relentless impact, meaningful milestones, and unimaginable transformation. From humble beginnings, Zoom links, voice notes, midnight strategy calls, we've grown into a powerhouse community with nearly 1,000 members strong. In just 12 months, we have reached over 40,000 professionals across the US, UK, Ghana, Nigeria, Uganda, and Kenya. Nearly 1,000 attendees joined us weekly on LinkedIn, and the world took notice. This year, Phoenix Gate was honored with the Social Impact Award of the Year and named the most impactful community of the year. Those trophies, they carry the fingerprints of every volunteer, every coach, every community member who chose to rise with us. But our story goes beyond resumes and recognition. Beyond professional development, Phoenix Gate has walked into the sacred space of business strategy with international and non-governmental organizations. We've led masterclasses, outreaches, boot camps, and visibility challenges that didn't just teach, they healed. And through it all, Dr. Magnus, our business development coach, stood at the center. A quiet force, a lighthouse in the storm. So now we ask you, Are you struggling with your line visibility? Do you ever feel unseen while secretly dreaming of becoming a commanding influence, a recognized thought leader? Are you in that place between faith and fear waiting for your breakthrough? At Phoenix Gate, we've already reached 40,000 professionals and business leaders worldwide. But this is not about numbers. It's about the transformation behind every name. We train you. We champion you. We give you a platform. And when you stand to speak, we make sure the world listens. As we mark this one-year journey, we do it with full hearts. Gratitude overflows for our members, our partners, and every soul that carried us when we were too weary to walk. Phoenix Gate Group is not just a network. It is a living, breathing, purpose-driven community. It is hope. It is healing. It is home. And still, this is only the beginning. Here's to a future brighter than flames. We rise. We rise together.
Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're joining us from. Please, if you can hear me crystal clear, I'd like to probably hear a lot of people saying that. First off, I've seen so many amazing people in the comment section. I am already super excited. I'm going to look in and call out as many names as I can, but then I would want to say that you know that based on my personality, I'm already screaming. I'm just trying so hard to probably keep myself together, right? But I am excited to say the least. So if you can hear me, kindly just help me know that so that I will go ahead with our conversations for the night. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick shout out to everybody who has coming super early. First of all, if you ever shared this post, literally, okay, so I'm giving you also an opportunity to please kindly help us share the event right away. That's number one. But then if you've ever posted, tagged us and told every person on the earth about this event today, I don't know. This event is all about you. And truthfully, from my heart, I'm hoping that everybody who comes in, who is going to sit in till the end, will literally be transformed, because that's literally all I have in mind for you. I mean, we're going to pour until we exhaust our time. Like I said, that's the goal. We just want you to be different. I don't know, literally, if anybody asks me my why, like I said, you all heard the introductory video, right? So it's literally like me opening my head, like taking out some amazing things and putting it on literally everybody's head tonight, even as we leave. And I'm hoping that all the gingers, we're going to sell them in packaging. So that tomorrow, when everybody suddenly starts seeing you shining, you will reference these dates. I know it from my soul. Like, literally, I want the energy to flow out from me as I'm saying this. I know it from my soul that your life will be transformed if you sit in till the end of this event. We have lots of gifts as usual. Yes, we always promise gift for amazing people who are also here. So I don't know. I'm so excited, right? But if you can hear me crystal clear, just tell me. Okay, you can hear me. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining in. So I'm going to look quickly into the comment section. First of all, like I said, I'm celebrating every single person who posted about this event. You don't know what you did. I don't know if you know what you did, but literally, you're going to see the transformations in the lives of your friends who are going to be around here. Like I always say, is right. If I don't pour out value, like what's the event about if I literally don't dish it back to back? And trust me, everything about today's event and then that of my speakers and all the people in the faculty, trust me, is going to be a life spent such that when you leave here, you literally take your life back from every discouragement, every question, if you're going to be a global brand ever, every questions against landing international job roles, it will be scattered today. And I'm saying it again because I know that there are people who are probably still 9 to 5ers here, and you know that some of your the monies you earn are nothing to write home about. And then some of you also who have been showing up on LinkedIn and somehow you don't have a perfect roadmap in the sense that you're super confused. I know that there is a place for forming communities and all that. And but this is one statement that I think Pastor Oyedepo had made one time. He said 20 friends cannot dance around for 20 years. So it means that I understand that there'll be a phase when you just showed up on the platform and everybody is just all about the likes and the comments. Trust me. Hey, God. See, trust me. I know that a lot of you are very anxious, looking forward to influencing gigs and all that. Let me tell you the truth. Should I start now? Wait, let me pause a bit to just celebrate you guys just before I forget. So I want to say that I appreciate you. I'm going to look into the comments. Like I told you guys, every time you come for our events, please remember that this event is not all about us as in the Phoenix Gate. It's about you. So please look into the comments. Make sure that you are seeing somebody that you're likely going to become a soul sister, a professional partner. There's something actually called a professional partner. There's an accountability partner that is going to stay with you for the longest, because these are the people that will make you stay on this platform longer. And trust me, like I said again, there are lots of opportunities, but most times people give up because they don't have a proper roadmap. They don't even know what the platform is all about. And some people actually even give up because they might have had so much numbers and literally nothing to show for it. So I told you guys, me, I've always been that voice every day, despite my itineraries, despite my family. I've never hidden my family. It's a big part of they are more like a big part of my personal brand, because they are my why. They made me show up on LinkedIn, of course, when it almost seemed as though, professionally, I probably will not have a headway because I have so much to cater for. So most times, if you hear me talk about my journey here, trust me, you're going to hear lots about my families. And I know that there are lots of women in those places. There are lots of young people as well who are also in that place. Places like when you're probably trying to comment in the morning and your mom is telling you, oh yeah, go and wash that plate, and you're moving from one room to the other, or your friends are saying you're always on the phone and literally you don't have anything to show for it. Like I said, today is when we will discuss every little thing. Like, of course, I said today we're not going to stay longer like we used to. I mean, we're going to close at the time we said we're going to close. In fact, even if not even earlier, because we have a lot of things to do in the community. So please, if you're part of the boot campers and you are here, please just write boot camp so that we just know that you're here. Because like I told you guys, in as much as we made this super public, you know that this is your day one of curriculum, more like a proper onboarding where you're going to learn everything you need to learn about this. Okay, like I said, I am on this course with about 4 other speakers, and they will soon be joining us. But like I told you guys, me, like this, I can speak for 5 hours straight, non-stop. 5 hours straight, non-stop. Of course, I honor your time, and I promise, this is a promise tonight. I don't even know. We will not cross the hour allotted. It's not possible because, of course, I have a lot of things as well. So, yes, I'm seeing a lot of people say, I need accountability partner. Please find them here. You need siblings. You need people who will hold you up. You need people who will not be jealous of your growth. You need people who would always push you. People who would enter your DMs and ask you, where have you been? Why haven't you posted? See, like I'm saying it again, right? For people who know me all the time, I said, please don't be the silent partner. If you know that probably you have another source of income somewhere and this is not a big deal for you, please don't come and waste anybody's time. Don't come and discourage anyone. Like I said, this is literally a community that builds for the long haul. I've made up my mind. I'm going to be here for you as much as is within my power. Of course, I'm looking to do bigger and greater things, but I'm also promising that, of course, as we are becoming more structured and having systems, we would definitely have a way to consistently give out knowledge to everybody who is seeking to grow here. So I'll say it again. If you're meeting me for the first time, I am Dr. Via Magnus. I am the founder of the Phoenix Gate. I am also the author of the Roadmap to LinkedIn Monetization. And I am as well very excited to tell you that we've been able to train countless numbers of people on LinkedIn. Of course, you heard the introductory video as well. And then you can also check me out on LinkedIn as well. So you see where most of our testimonials and everything we've done so far. And so, like I said again, yes, I can see the boot campus. Thank you so much for being here. Like I said, this is a very important part of your curriculum. So I'm hoping that you have your writing materials. Boot campus, please. Like I said, you know that my itineraries are very busy. So it's not like you're on this event when you literally should suck up everything and then you still want to have a one-on-one call for me. I'm sorry, oh, you will not have it because one-on-one is actually paid as well. So please, as much as possible, whether you're a boot camper or not, or you're probably just showing up for the first time in this place, please get your writing materials. Please, and please get your writing materials. See, some of the things that I am sharing with you, and then some of my speakers will be sharing tonight, were things I got from sleepless nights, studying, meditating from my heart, like from my pain, from my why. And that is why I'm always excited to post every morning as much as it's within my power. Of course, I had to take out Sundays because, like we say, somebody say, if you don't pray, you go see. So most people know I'm a very firm believer of God's word, and I love God as well. So you know that of course there are a lot of things about life that you cannot explain by just being diligent, by just showing up, by just being visible, by just collaborating, by just implementing. There are also other systems that supports growth. So like I said again, give me probably 5 minutes. Let me just look into the comments and celebrate some of the first few people who joined us earlier. So please, if you're here, everybody here, please, can we see 85 shares? I think that's the number I can see now. I can go out and coming. I think we have up to 600 people who registered for this event. So please, I would ask you to kindly repost as fast as possible while I quickly just spotlight everybody who has been here. Like I said, first off, I'm spotlighting everybody who gave us their platform to announce about this event, to tell people about this event. You know, the reason why I'm very passionate about this event is because every single time, like every time we see waves of new people showing up, people having more engagements, there's always this distraction where a lot of people feel like, okay, maybe if I just have those likes and comments, I'll feel better. Yes, it's possible. Maybe if I just have those traffic, yes, it's possible. And then in our community, of course, like you see here, most of you who showed up here came here on collaboration. So I'm going to explain a whole lot of those things. And for those people who are in the camp or those who are willing to join the camp tonight, we'll be able to teach you literally everything you need to know. In fact, from the camp, we're hoping that on our 30th day, we have a live event like this where all of you will be speaking, and then we are going to literally have a product out where we make money and we will share it. So it's very funny, right? I am very Igbo in I don't know how to say it, my personality. So anything money comes to me. Well, so monetization is the least, like online monetization was the least thing I could do. So I'm gonna go again. Like I said, just give me probably 5 minutes of your time. I spotlight everybody. Please, if you're in the comments, type so that you can find help here. Okay, so awesome. Let me just look quickly and just spotlight everybody. Thank you so much for coming in. Please kindly repost. Let's have as many people join us on this live as well. Oh, I can see Cosmos. Cosmos was actually the first comment of the day. Thank you so much, Cosmos. I celebrate you. Okay, so I'm going to give you an opportunity of a one-on-one call with me. If you're free and you don't want to call me, just send me your Calendly, and then we pick a date that is both convenient for both of us, and then I could help you see where you're going at and some of the things you'll be doing as well with the visibility that you now have. Thank you so much, and I would want to say congratulations. Please let's all celebrate Cosmos right away. So Ruth, I can see you. You were the next. I celebrate you. I can see Rose Musa. I celebrate you as well. Oh, um I can see Vivian Madu. Good to see you. Let me just quickly. Oh, yes. I can see Joy. I celebrate you all. I can see Agidani, and is the excitement. I don't know. You guys even became more excited, like showed me more excitement than anybody I had seen, even maybe some of my friends as well. So thank you so much for that. So I'm going to just quickly spotlight the first 10 people so that we'll get right to our conversations already and start writing. Please, I beg you. Please, I beg you. Like I said, most people that you see around will never tell you things like this. They will never tell you why they stand out. They will never tell you how they built their brand. Most times, you would probably see some of the flashy results. Some of them might even be flashy, but might not be long term enough. I think someone came into my DM the other day and said something like, oh, somebody is an influencer and the person is paid a particular amount. And I said, you better calm down, because the truth is, most people, if you don't learn some of the things you're going to be learning tonight, trust me, you find out that you are too person centric. Even when you're called on board to work with people, you might not produce as much results because you're looking at the wrong things, and then they might never have you back. Yes. So some of these people you're seeing and you're celebrating, some of them are not paid more than once, and it's so not good. Okay, they just become brand influencers and they use them, and then they move on to other people's communities. And I trust me, some of the things you're going to be learning tonight, trust me, you will not hear it from anywhere else, because like I said, I meditate a lot. Yes, and I learn from people who are as well ahead of me. Okay, so I'm going to give us a moment to just ask a few more questions. Please, what are your what are what would you like to learn tonight? What are the things you're looking forward to this event? I think I've spotlighted a few so that I don't waste them. Like I said, we're not going to lose so many time today. We're just going to move right into our conversation for tonight. Okay, awesome. So, like I said, I am please reach out to people in the comments and see how much help you're going to find here. Please, if you haven't reposted this event, go ahead and repost as well. While I wait on some of my speakers to come in, I will start my conversations already. Okay, so like we said, for our topic for today is building a global brand as well as getting international remote rules. I'm going to say it again, whether you're a 9 to 5er, I mean, the pain of waking up every day. Ah, God, I can't even imagine it. Then I cannot also imagine the other crops of people who have not gotten jobs yet. I mean, waking up to post every morning and engaging from morning to night and nothing to show for it. Even some of you who are brand influencers, like I said, max, they will just pay you once and then they move on to another person. You know, sometimes it can be very hard, right? But except you start knowing why you're here, except you understand that, like I have heard a lot of people say over and over again, build yourself to be a partner. Okay, so I've started already. Build yourself to be a partner. Build yourself to be a partner. Build yourself to be a partner. I've said that maybe more than um 7 to 8 times. I'll say it over and over again. When you're working with people, make sure you're not the one taking in everything. Make sure you're putting your mind at work. Make sure you know where they are, you know what they are doing per time, you're checking up on them, and a whole lot of things. Let me tell you the truth that a lot of people don't really say about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a place where literally anybody can just get into your DM. Anybody. In fact, on comments the other day, like I think I wrote it in my post earlier. I was telling people earlier, most don't even understand this. From people's comments, you can get countless jobs. For me, last week, yes, I got a lead from somebody's comments. And I told you guys, I think one of my posts also, I talked about traffic areas. For some of you who are newbies, right? For you, some of you who are newbies, who are yet to have as much engagement, or you are too busy, nursing mothers and their likes, nursing fathers, people, maybe say doctors who are working very high number of shifts. Please don't. I let's even say that that's the first thing you're going to learn from me tonight. Please don't be pressured when you don't have the prefix under your post. So that's the first thing I'm going to share tonight, right? In building a global brand, in getting international job roles, I'm just probably trying to paint some of the things you need to start putting your mind on. I think I wrote that 4 days ago on my post because I know that a lot of people are not paying attention. Okay, so you showed up on the app, maybe let's say 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and you're already becoming worried. You're already becoming worried because you want to prove that you have a community. Like I told you guys, and all the people who have ever invited me to speak on their platform, LinkedIn does not send your propor. Okay, so I'm going to do it again. Hopefully, the people from the US will understand it better. LinkedIn does not send your propor. So it means that every single time you take a break for anything or something, health comes at you, maybe because you're spending so much time here and then your health suffers and you have to take a break. If you come back, right, it's not even a proof. I saw somebody in a post recently and the person was saying that the only way to prove that you built a community is when you disappear and come back. We will know what I built. I say you have nothing to prove to anybody, whether in the engagement counts, right, or in community build. As somebody who wants to build a global brand, I'm saying this thing now because a lot of you will be shocked, and probably, like I said, we're human beings, right? Metrics seems good. That's what everybody can sell. And I say it, if you're a visibility coach, I'm a monetization coach, please sell it all you want. You're in the right place because there are some people's niches that will require that metrics as early as possible. But I'm saying it again, trying to put yourself back together. And probably, let's say you came here, you were hoping that after now you're going to be having 500 likes and comments. Well, yes, you will. Okay, if you join the camp as well, like I said, you're going to have it. But these are the things I would want to share with you all from today. Number one, I said, no, first of all, in building your brand, you don't build a brand from outside in. I know a lot of people pay money, of course, places like Instagram and the rest, or more. if you don't have all those flashy things, people might not stop by to say hello or say anything. It is very beautiful. That is based on that platform. But I will say it again, LinkedIn is one of the easiest platform you can grow your brand on. LinkedIn is one of the easiest platform you can grow your brand on. Now, let me slow down a bit. I'll say it again. If you are probably showing up, like for me and the crop of a lot of people who are my community people, we literally had no business. I came literally from, of course, baseline background of business of nearly 20 years and then medical school of about 7 years in between. Or I think my medical school lasted a little bit long because we had a bomb blast in Jos then, and then we had some riots that made people flee Jos and all that. So I had some plus or minus 2 years. And then coming into this space, it was literally coming into this place as a fresher. I didn't know anything. Bong bong. Okay, so I've started my conversations already. So please, if at any point you lose me, please let me know. Tell me what you want to know. Okay, tell me what you want to know at any point. I'm also looking to into the comment section as well, so that everybody will follow. So, like I said, number one, when you're just showing up on a platform, just calm down. I'll say it again, just calm down. The word is parabale. Calm down. All of us, when we came, we were all so surprised. We just see this person. Like me, I would just be paralyzed. I'll see somebody 500, 1000, and I'm just all over the place wondering. And guess what I used to do then? I will post, then I'll disappear on the platform, then I'll come back the next day. You don't know what people are doing to garner as much attention as the link. Like I said again, LinkedIn does not send your purpose, so it means that for you to move like or garner this global brand, you have to be patient. So point number one, patient. Point number two, okay, let me align it now. You have to be patient. Number two, understand this platform. It is a tool, not your why. It is a tool, not your why. Okay, so I'm going to slow down a bit so that I also look at everyone. Okay, awesome. Okay, awesome. So LinkedIn is a tool, not your why. I'll say it again. LinkedIn is a tool, not your why. So it literally means that when you show up on any platform, understand how it works. Understand how you should communicate your own value, not based on what you are seeing everybody do. Now, if you start paying attention at everything that is happening from inside out, next thing you're just concerned about building relationships that are about likes and comments. So I've had somebody who would had a chance of coming into my DM, and the only thing she came to say is, "Ma'am, I just want to thank you for engaging my post." I was like, okay, who are the people teaching these people these things? I mean, you come into someone's DM whom you probably can have some one or two discussions and you learn something, and the only thing you want to talk about is likes and comments. Come on, that's I don't know. I don't know who is teaching these things, right? You're probably trying to build relationships. You're trying to be in their faces because you think maybe for your niche, you feel better emotionally when you have those lots of likes and comments. Like I said again, I do have them because you support me. And it's okay. We're going to have people. That's why I said, please connect with everybody who is currently on this live today. We're going to also have people here supporting you. But I'm saying it again. You need to come down to the basics of building a personal brand. And of course, we said we're using LinkedIn as a tool tonight. LinkedIn is our tool tonight. Whether the metrics, whether the relationships we're going to build. Anyway, relationships can be super closer, not necessarily, but LinkedIn itself is a tool. So back to our topic, right? A global brand. Global brand. A lot of people will talk about, in fact, we've gotten to the season where a lot of people talk about personal brands. And I think, personally, I'm going to speak for myself. I think LinkedIn is the number one app where anybody who is serious about building their personal brand should at least start with. Okay, so I've heard people talk about it over and over again. Even though it's easier for people to build on LinkedIn, people who build on LinkedIn might find it very hard to build on every other platform. Trust me, I'm sure. Maybe I should pause a little bit and ask these questions. If you have, what's the name now? Excuse me, give me a moment. Thank you. If you have an Instagram account, maybe let me take this test. I know there's a little lag in this network, right? But I'm going to take this test. If you have an Instagram account here, You have an Instagram account of less of above 10,000, 10K, not bot followers, please, not bot followers, above 10K. Please just type above 10K and wait a bit. I'll take a pause a bit. Okay, so I'll take a pause a bit because I also know that LinkedIn lags. I'll take a pause a bit. So if you have an Instagram account of above 10K, please say it. Okay, so I'm going to also ask a question. If you have, and TikTok can be easy to get. If you have a Facebook account of above 10K, say it. If you have a Twitter account of above 10K on this LinkedIn, kindly document. And then if you have that, you likely would have grown. You are probably just showing up on LinkedIn. Maybe you just have 1K followers, 2K followers. Let me just wait a bit so that this will be a little bit interactive. Okay, so I've paused for a while. Like I said, the transmission lags behind, so I know that I might not get my replies as early. So I'm going to go straight in. So this is just what it means. It means that LinkedIn will only build you for a 2D. Okay, so I say it again. LinkedIn can only build you for 2D. That means your ability to write. It can only build your imagination. For me, I believe that is the bedrock. In fact, I don't think anyone should probably, if you are literally very concerned about your personal brand and you want to be a global brand, I think it will be much more better you started building from LinkedIn. And so for all of you who have started building from LinkedIn, you are amazing already. Okay. Okay. So I've seen a few people answer those questions. Like I said, this is lagging a bit. So um okay, so literally almost everybody. So that's because what it takes to build on all those other platforms is usually more visual, more about being able to arrange your thoughts, your whys. Some of them by cruise. In fact, if not most of them grow by cruise. And somehow when they probably start paying attention to other people, or maybe have a team, have a brand consultant, most times then they will start rearranging themselves. They have people behind them, a team behind them, pushing them, trying to help them rearrange, what's the word now? Start over, which some of them get trapped. And then, of course, some get to win eventually because somehow they were able to, what's the word? They were able to scale and move forward. Okay. So I've been able to see that. So thank you so much for that. So we can see that usually it's very harder. It's usually very tougher for people to grow on it's usually very tougher for people to grow on from LinkedIn, for LinkedIners to grow on Instagram, YouTube, and all. Except, of course, you have to take in some of their moves, maybe going into entertainment as something different, or you probably would want to start doing all the jokes. And of course, they are niche specific jokes, they are professional jokes. I know you guys know. Okay, there are lots of people like Larry Wasabi and a few other people whose entertainment is really classy and obvious that this person is knowledgeable and a graduate and all that, which is usually tough because it's going to take more time. Okay, so yes. So let me go back to my conversation. So like we said, somebody said real celeb. Okay, so back to my conversation. Now, bearing all this in mind, right, it simply means that most of us here, so we're in the right place. I'll say it again. Most of you here, you're in the right place. Like I said, if you're just joining in, my name is Dr. Vivian Magnus. Kindly help us share this event so that we can have as many people delivered quickly. Because I realize that a lot of people are probably paying attention to the wrong things, even though they are not essentially wrong. No, it's just that the most beautiful way to grow is to grow from inside out. The most beautiful way to use a cup. There's an adage that says the best way to wash, if you wash the inside, the outside will definitely clean up. So that's why we had to talk about this conversation, right? Building a global brand, then landing international rules. Like I said again, we've talked about being patient when you show up on the platform. We've also talked about looking at LinkedIn as a tool, right? So it's a means to an end. For every like, for every comment, it is not something that you say, yeah. I mean, you just pack your likes and comment and you go to sleep. If you do that, let's say you're somebody who generally has traffic here, if that is all you are doing on this platform, you are losing millions. And I mean millions with every sense, with my chest. Okay, so we've been able to talk about that. So we say we'll probably talk about another thing. So we talked about now you losing if you think that is all about the likes and comments, which is very beautiful. When you have likes and comments, you are just supposed to pay attention to them. I'll say it again based on the conversation that I had before I came here about paying attention. You can actually get jobs from any traffic. I'm not saying you should be lazy. If your niche is social media management, you're a visibility coach, you better sleep on this app, right? You better sleep on this app because you are telling people that you're going to make them visible, and even you're struggling. So you can see that visibility is actually niche dependent, and most people will not tell you that. The only thing is that you probably see a doctor who randomly just showed up on this platform, and next thing the person is jumping on every visibility challenge, and you're jumping from one visibility challenge until you now figure out eventually that even when you get international roles, you can't work for those people because you can't work as a doctor. You're not certified. Medicine is usually more stricter. It means that you're going to have to, for you to work in those roles, you have to be board certified for that particular, what did you call it? For that particular country. If you want to be a medical virtual assistant and you want to work like a full-time job internationally, you're likely going to be board certified. MVAs are board certified in the US, depending on all the states. So you can see that you just showed up, and next thing people are just saying, okay, just go virtual. What is the tech side? Like, I'll say it again. Maybe if you're just showing up for the first time, what is this tech side of everything you read in school? What is the tech side of anything you learned? Yes, it's going to make it a lot more easier for you to sit back at home and then now starting to work. I hope I'm not getting too fast. Please, if you have gotten me so far, just say, I hear you. Okay. Okay, awesome. If you have gotten me so far and you understand what I've been talking about, just tell me I hear you so that I will make sure I can make sure. Okay, so my speakers are having some challenges coming up. Let me just reply them. Please, who is backstage? Please, everyone. Like I told you guys, me, I can talk for 5 hours. 5 hours, but because of course, like I told you guys, in the spirit of collaboration, right? It's always better to have other people who have learned, who also have a different journey for us to work together as well. And that is why I am sure that I have other people who are going to speak to you. Okay, awesome. Who are going to speak to you. Okay, awesome. Oh, beautiful. So thank you so much for that response as well. Okay, so while my speakers, I'm trying to figure out my speakers backstage because I think they're having some challenges in their network. Like I told you, we have the amazing pharmacist P. Some of you, I'm sure people don't know she's a pharmacist. That is why she exudes so much excellence. We also have our amazing lawyer. Okay, mommy Showamima, who is also a TEDx speaker, and she is the founder of the Speaker Circle. You're going to see her right now. In a few moments. Actually, yesterday was her son's wedding, so bringing her out here was a whole lot. But I know she loves me so much, and then she has not really rested. She had to travel to the UK, for the ceremony and all that. So I'm hoping that it will be a lot more easier. I just wanted her to probably also give us an opportunity to just hear her voice. She is also part of our faculty for the bootcamp because she's going to train a lot of our community on speaking, right? Okay, and then we also have our amazing hey, my girl. Give me a moment, everyone. Okay, awesome. So awesome. So please let me know that you can hear me crystal clear. Just write CC. Give me a CC. Let me see. Give me a CC. Let me just find my speakers. I don't know why I can't see them. Just give me a CC so that I find my speakers in a moment. Okay. Give me a CC. Um, Mommy, show me more. I'm going to post this in the comment section. Um, I'm going to post the link to backstage in the comment section so that we can have you in. I don't know, maybe something changed in the link because I have a permanent studio where we plan to have events every week. So yes, I've sent that in now. Thank you so much everybody for being patient with us on figuring this out. Now I'm excited. Thank you so much. Please, if you can see the link as well, help me say CC because I don't know. I posted it, but it keeps disappearing. Okay. So I think I've seen it, have I? Okay. So awesome. So, like I said, if you're showing up on a platform, hopefully I should. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, everybody. You guys are giving me joy. Like I said, I can talk for 1 million years. Okay, I love it, and then partly because I'm very worried. Like I'm very, very worried, very, very worried. And when I talk about being worried, I can literally cry now, and it's not because I'm trying to be weird or what's the word? Trying to be pitiful or trying to draw sympathy. No, it's because I also understand that, of course, without vision, my people will perish. Everybody who just shows up and is carried away by the wind, it's going to be a whole, it's going to be a whole lot of wasting of time. And trust me, under God, you don't have the time to waste. I promise you, you don't have that time to waste, right? You don't have that time probably hanging all around and not, you can't post comments to same destinations. Okay, I don't know why this is going on. Okay, please give me a moment, right? Let me just ask these questions. Can you all see the link that I've just posted in the group? Can anybody see the link I posted in the comment section? Some destination. Can anybody see the link? Can anybody see the link? Okay, so while I'm probably trying to figure, please, if you can see the link, just say see link so that I'm sure that I've been able to um okay, you none of you can, oh my goodness. Okay. Ah, please really give me a moment. Let me try it again. Okay, so nobody has seen it. So please, everybody, give me a moment. Please, I would just need a moment because it would be so unfair. Let it not be that I invited them and something came up. Let me just see, God, how do I do this? It's going to be a tough one. Okay. Okay. No problem. I've been able to move it now. I will show them. I've been able to move it to my drive. Hopefully it loads. Please, like I said, we'll keep to our time, whatever it is. For those people who will join us at the camp, you have um a full year with us. That means we will chase you for a whole 1 year. That is what, for those people who paid already, that's what you're going to get. And then basically our activity will be for every day. Some of you have already seen the calendar. Every day for 30 days, I will hold your hands together with um everybody you saw who is a speaker on this live event today. Okay, so I've been able to find it. So now I'm excited. So in a few minutes, you're going to see all the speakers. Thank you so much for hanging in with us. Okay, awesome, beautiful. So I'm going to see them as well. Okay, so Mama, I've just sent. Can you all hear me? Please, if you can hear me, just write HM. You can hear me, just write HM. Let me go back to my conversations. I am waiting for the HM. Sorry, guys. I know that this LinkedIn lags. It's YouTube that is more on time, but LinkedIn lags. Okay, so I will continue right away. So please, like I said, go ahead. Everybody who is currently here, please make sure that you're finding people who are need specific to you, mixing up with them, jump on a one-on-one call with them, reason together with them, collaborate when necessary. I'm going to teach all that in the camp as well. In fact, for most people who are joining the camp, we will already start the collaborations from day one. That's from tomorrow. Our first meeting is tomorrow, and then our next is on Saturday as well, based on the forms that you already filled. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. So I'm now even more excited, right? So one of the things I said is when you show up on a platform, don't be crazy yet about metrics. Yet, of course, there are many ways to have metrics. Some of you who are in camp will definitely have it. But sorry, give me a moment. Okay, awesome. So okay, so Mama is here already. Let me bring her on board while I continue my conversations. Okay, let me match this right away. Mama, good to see you. Oh my goodness, you look amazing. And all the stress. I'm so sorry for all the stress that we've put you through today. I'm going to quickly
Thank
just
you.
probably.
Thank you very much.
Awesome, Mama. Thank you so much having you here. Like I said to everyone, she actually had a very important occasion that she traveled for. And so it's probably so stressful. I don't even know how she's able to do this. But like I said, that's part of the things relationships can give you. So whatever you do here, make sure you have one person that you are holding literally as you leave this place, because that's what relationship can give you. I literally cannot tell you all her pedigree, but trust me, she's just one click away. You can see her name right there. You can read her profile and see some of the amazing things she has done. I mean, when she was talking to me recently, I was like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I have this kind of people in my circle of influence. Now I'm about to go and touch people's eye in Aso Rock because I know somebody will save me. Okay, so because Mama doesn't have as much time, I would uh okay, I'll give her an opportunity. I'll just let her speak to us because, like I said, for the people who will be part of the boot camp, you're already going to experience her. But I will just give her an opportunity to speak so that she can go ahead and have the rest of her day. But I will give you all the what's the word? The foundation. I had already started that already. So, Mama, I'm going to be giving you the mic. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you for coming on board. I love you so much. Do have the mic.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I love you too. And how is everyone doing? It's a Sunday, and there is no better time to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Learning is ongoing, whether we like it or not. You cannot afford to stand still. Sometimes my children still marvel at the fact that I'm always on one course. When I was looking for my tripod just now, they were like, Mom, what are you doing? I said, I made a promise and I've got to fulfill it. Now, I don't know how many of you here have actually read the roadmap to LinkedIn monetization. If you're on this call and you have not gotten that book, you should. See, every time you probably feel it's just another LinkedIn thing, you would see the effort that somebody else has put in. So you have some kind of building blocks. I always tell people there is nothing as fantastic as somebody shortening your learning curve. So if you're going to take maybe 1 year to learn something and somebody's done it within 3 months or 30 days, you're going to get a full hang of it. Sometimes when I talk, even my own contemporaries are like, you know this much about LinkedIn? How? Because I keep learning. Now, talking about remote job, see, speaking is everywhere. Speaking is everywhere. And you need to position yourself every time you open your mouth. Every time you write your post. I've seen posts where people are talking about things that are so, I'm like, whoa. If I were looking for somebody, no matter how good you were, I would not go for you because I'll just be thinking, what kind of crap are you writing about? What concerns you? Every time you are writing, every time you are speaking, believe that you are marketing yourself. Yes, there are things you can say among your peers and things like that, but not when you show up for people. Even if you don't have a large followership, it doesn't matter. I always tell people, it's not about numbers. So I'm going to quickly share a framework with you today, and I call it pitch. That is P-I-T-C-H. Pitch, the normal pitch, when you pitch for something. Now, what is my P? The P is the pain point of the people that you are trying to work with. What are their pain points? For me as a speaker, for instance, most people that I come across, their pain point is that lack of confidence, that, oh, I'm scared, the people will laugh at me and all of those things. It is very important that you address it. Please, when you address people's shortcomings, don't say that's easy. Don't use words that would make them feel even worse. Do you understand? You need to empathize. Oh, it's actually true. I have been through this myself years ago when I had to do, use things that will make them to start thinking, okay, I'm not the only one. People love to know that they're not the only one in a particular situation. So don't come like as if you've come with one big stick to say, that one is a small thing, you will soon get over it. No. First of all, empathize with them. Appreciate why and what is really going on with them. Because it is only when you show that they start building some level of confidence in you. Some of the people I've coached have told me things like, do you know I've never told anyone this before? That's because I have made them comfortable enough to open up and share. So imagine it's a remote job and this person is speaking to you, sharing, you're delving into their pain points and they're telling you, please use those the kind of information they give you, you need to use it wisely. And that is why you cannot minimize it. Don't make it small and don't make them feel small. Like, is that all? And that's why I always tell people, stop using things like that's not a problem or it's no problem. No, for them at that point in time, it is a problem and they are looking for solution. So what you want to position yourself as is a solution provider, but also as somebody who empathizes with them. So every time the words you use, be very conscious of the kind of words you use, show empathy, and don't sound subservient either. Some of us, when we're looking for something, sorry, there's a lot of noise here. I'm in a lobby of an hotel. I didn't want to disturb my husband in the room, that's why I had to come down. Don't at the same time that you don't want to sound subservient. You don't want to sound like, don't like job, hey, and then you start acting in a way whereby they look at you like, people don't want such people. They want people who come with their ace. Their cards are on the table. They know what they're talking about. You don't want to sound subservient. That's okay. I can do it. Calm down. How do you plug into what they want? Please, pain points. Note down their pain points and be ready to address it in the way you speak. I'll now go to I. When you are addressing their pain points, instead of just saying, oh, we can do it, you can mention something that you've done before. You can mention a client you have worked with before. You can talk about the beginning and how by the time you were able to finish with that person, this was even the kind of feedback you got. That makes that person feel calmer. You know, that person is happier. I remembered when I needed to coach a lady. That lady was super shy. She was so shy. I knew that I needed to use something to bring her out. And I'll tell you, the framework that I used for her at the time, I remember that the first letter there is a D. No, it's an S. It was self-discovery. Do you know that by the time we finished her self-discovery meeting, she was like, oh my goodness, I didn't even know I had all this inside of me. She had told me, I just asked her, I said, in terms of speaking, who are the kind of people you feel more comfortable to speak with? And at that time, she said, youths. And when we say youths, she meant people like maybe like fresh graduates, people who are just going into jobs and things. She just realized that. So that was where we started. So those are the kind of things you want to use to get people out, not by being subservient and not by being overconfident and trying to minimize what they want. The I is intentional. You need to be intentional. See, many of us we are multi-skilled. We're multi-skilled. So for someone like me, if for instance the job has to do with agriculture, in a way I can bring in my speaking because that is part of it. But if I am being considered for an opportunity for coaching somebody with their speaking, Agric has no hand in that one, except if the person is a farmer. So you need to be intentional. What exactly do you want to position yourself for? Because it's very, very important. And the minute you have it, then make sure that there is an infrastructure that you can use to show that you are up to the task. You know, arrange the things you want to talk about. Give it a sense of, you know, something that by the time you start speaking, somebody feels engaged, they feel endeared to what you're saying. Then it is very important that when they check you out, you know, when they check you out on maybe LinkedIn or social media, the links you're giving them, they tally with what you say you are doing. They don't want to be there and, you know, they start wondering. I remembered recently, somebody wanted to reach out to me and I couldn't reach out to the person because I was busy. So I told one of my staff, please let me quickly check out the guy because so that I have an idea of what he wants to talk to me about. Guess what? My staff calls, ma'am, it looks like as if he's a musician. I said, musician, how does that relate to what we're talking about? But guess what? He just has never done anything about his profile. He just never. So I said, well, please try and upgrade and do something that shows that this conversation that we want to have is truly between us. Because if I went by your profile and saw musician, I'll be wondering that I'm not a dancer, neither am I a singer. What would be the connection? And he really profusely apologized because he had confidently given his profile and it was all just showing music. Meanwhile, he's doing so many other things. So be intentional, position yourself very, very well. Then another thing is T. What is your toolkit? You know, when there was a masterclass that Dr. Vivian did. I think we were the first set. And most of us in that group, they were people my age. At least people my age in that group were about 4 or 5. And she mentioned something about building a portfolio. All of us were like, hey, this woman won't kill somebody. It was portfolio again. Do you know that the first time I tried my hands on my portfolio, I did it on Canva myself. I tried to learn many things, and one of the things I really enjoy is Canva. So I went on Canva, I did the portfolio. Let me tell you the truth. I did it at that time just to fulfill her wahala. Like, let me just do it so that, you know, she would not be harassing me for this thing. But guess what? I have not told her this. Recently, I'm being considered for something. And the man came back and said, oh, ma'am, we would like to have your portfolio. That day, I was just laughing to myself. like, wow, so this thing actually caught up with me. And before I submitted it, one of the things I quickly did was to go and upgrade it, because this was last year when we were asked to do this portfolio. Since then and now, I have done much more, you know. So it's always very important that have your toolkit, you know, and then always make sure that whatever you position yourself for, dovetail it into the fact that you can work with a team. Please, is very important. Most times when people are looking for people to occupy remote jobs, you are not likely to be working alone. So don't, when maybe you're being interviewed or people are speaking with you, don't keep saying, I do this, I do that. Bring in things you've done with team members so that it gives the impression, or it makes them confident that you can work with other people. There are people who are so good at what they do, but guess what? They can't work with other people. And that is a big problem. So in positioning yourself, talk about, you know, maybe teams that you have worked with, how you leverage on the team to do something. Imagine me saying maybe something like how you have worked with a team because you developed the processes. Let's say standard operating procedures, you know, to ensure that we have clear communication among the team. We have actually developed, you know, standard operating procedures for all the things we do. By the time you are talking at that level, you're not showcasing skill. You're not saying, hey, I'm very good at speaking. And then always use metrics. Just as LinkedIn would expect you to tell us, oh, if you're good at something, how many people have you impacted? Do you understand? So make sure that you use your metrics too, because people are watching. They don't want the same generic. Imagine there was somebody who told me that, oh, he was looking for a particular job. And I remember that I had seen something on LinkedIn. I think it was for a graphic designer, and they sent it to me. I'm like, these people, they want to make a mess of me. What concerns me with graphic designer? And that's another thing you need to learn. Don't say because these things come, you want to do everything. Please stay in your lane. Decide the lanes that you feel that you're competent enough to follow. So this particular job, I now looked at it and I forwarded it to somebody who I felt would benefit from it. I would not take it. It doesn't concern me. I'm not going to start saying because I'm desperate for a remote job, suddenly overnight I become a graphic designer. Tell you, by the time they are shortlisting, all the things that they want in that graphic designer, can you fulfill it? I used to do recruitment and selection for almost 10 years consistently. And one of the things that you will not believe it, when we shortlist, we're never afraid of numbers. When we get, let's say we have 100 applications, we're never afraid. Because in fact, these days, technology does it for you. But in those days, we're looking, you know, you just take your pen and you're looking for some keywords. If you don't see those keywords, you just throw the thing away like next. It doesn't matter whether that person will say, oh, I had first class from the university or, That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for those who fit the bill. And apart from your toolkit, which contains maybe your portfolio and all those things you've done before that you can brag about, you know, you brag in a nice way. There's a book I always recommend to people, and it's The Art of, I'll try and put it on the platform later. I think it's The Art of Bragging Without Tooting Your Horn or something like that. You need to learn how to market yourself. Don't overdo it and don't underdo it. Now, another one, the C is curiosity. When you are speaking, make sure that you throw up curiosity by asking them too what they need. For instance, let's say, okay, we are now in the age of AI. It would not be out of place. In fact, it will position you as somebody who is current, who is technology savvy, to ask them, how have you been able to incorporate AI into XYZ? Don't say the whole company. Just stay in that lane, that area of competence that they are asking you for. You can ask them in very clear, nice tone. Ask them, how have they incorporated AI into that aspect. Let's say maybe it's coaching. So coaching within the company, how have you been able to integrate AI into this? I would like to know more. They would look at you like, wow, this was so. Current affairs is not a joke. You need to know what is going on. A little bit of everything will take you where you're going. So it's very, very important. Call them out. Ask questions that by the time they are answering you, it gives them that confidence that you are with it. And please don't start saying things like, I'm so happy to be here. I'm saying, that has nothing to do with it. Whether you are happy to be there or not, it's not going to change the way that they're going to assess you when you get off from that chair. So don't start showing off any, I'm happy to be here. Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. They are looking for solution providers. In all you have said, have you given enough for them to feel that, wow, this one, we need her on our team? I remember the word that somebody used one day. I'd never heard that word before. Immediately that person used that word, I went on Google, I went on Gemini, I read up on it. I'm telling you, the very next day, I was speaking with someone and I just used that word like that. And the guy said, oh my goodness. I said, I wondered what had happened. He said, do you know that word you just used? Oh my goodness. It shows that you're on top of your game. This, the one I just learned the day before. Can you imagine if I heard it and I let it go? That is why, so there's some post I read on LinkedIn. For me, that post, it will become something that sometimes I put Google Lens. I just put Google Lens on it, select all of it and go and put it in my notes. Then I read it over again. I want to understand what this person is talking about. Because, see, you can adopt and adapt. There's no cut. I mean, who was it who told us that as an artist that they steal like, he said, is it that they steal like a thief or something like that? They just take everything. So tell yourself, you can adopt other people's information, other people's, depth of knowledge. You can adopt it and adapt it to your own need. So if maybe someone like Dr. Vivian was talking about something in a medical, I can take it and go and say, this thing is in a medical field. What would it sound like in my life as a speaking coach? You will be amazed what you will get. That is adopting her own and adapting it to my own. We can all do it. It's possible. And the last one is the hook. Of the pitch is the hook. Make sure that you position yourself to be memorable. What am I going to say that when I get up from this seat, they would remember? Years ago, I went for an interview for a job and I was not successful at that job because the person who was actually in that seat was one of us. So he got the job. You know how it is. He's been doing the job for maybe about 3 years, and then they wanted to fill the position. And they don't tell you that in oil and gas. You won't know that the job, but you will just make sure that you try all your best. Apparently, I had come second at the interview panel. They called me back for another opening. Why? They said that at the last one, I was very memorable. So always ask yourself, what nugget are you going to drop there that will make them remember you? So you know one thing, they're not going to remember you because you're happy to be there. But they will remember you when you're talking about how the efficiency level in the last project that you worked with as a team member actually had increased the efficiency level of people by 25%. And the company was really massively happy for this. And this is because you've always positioned yourself that wherever you make your seat, you will be at the table and you will deliver. By the time you're mentioning things like that, tell me, who will forget you? Even if you don't make that particular position, They would remember the person who came and was able to speak in a manner that they remember. Yesterday at my son's wedding, my every time I'm with my husband at an event and they give him the microphone, he passes it to me. He's a very quiet, very quiet, he doesn't even like any limelight. That's why if you follow me on LinkedIn, I don't talk about my children, I don't talk about my husband. They always tell me, carry your LinkedIn wahala away by yourself. Now, as soon as they gave him the microphone, I knew he was going to give me that microphone. And as soon as they gave him, I was already calibrating the structure of what I was going to say and how I was going to say it. This was family. It was relationship. It's my son. It's their daughter. We're the ones more or less adopting the girl. What did you think I started with? I looked at the bride. I smiled. I said, you are home. Everybody just erupted. I said, you are home. What more does a parent want to know other than the fact that, oh, this girl is leaving their family for another family, and that family is telling her she's home? So endeavor to make yourself memorable. Ask yourself, what am I going to do? Even when you are asked questions that will topple you, recalibrate your brain. Prepare. And remember, it's about pitch. Their pain points. Don't forget it. I'm going to go over I think I had to note down the takeaway for you so that you can also remember. Now, forget job title. Forget job title. It's not about where you're coming from. Whether you are the MD of somewhere or you are the something, it's not about that. You are going to be talking as a solution provider. Is not the job title. Make sure that the pain point is priority for you, and don't minimize it by saying, oh, that's easy. At the same time, don't sound desperate. Don't start sounding subservient, like as if you're so desperate. This one, if she loses it, then that, or you start saying things like, oh, I really need this, or I deserve this. Don't bring such things to the table. I'm not saying you should come arrogant, but come prepared, come loaded. Remember all the things you've done that has made a mark along the journey of your life, and note them down so that as things are coming up, you can pick on those things and share with them. I said, make sure that you deliver impact. You've been impactful. Share those moments. And I said, make sure you bring some infrastructure and your toolkit to that discussion. With that, the world will be like an oyster in your hand. Thank you.
Please, can we celebrate Mommy M? Always coming with so much fire. Like I told you guys, she will also be a part of our boot camp. She has a week of communication. She has a particular week. We have, of course, we said like the peak of our boot camp is essentially presentation. That's in our final weeks. So she is going to be part of the people who are going to train the people who will be presenting for each of these groups. So if you're yet to join us, please do well to reach out to us or type bootcamp if you'd want to experience her even further. Thank you so much, Mama, for spitting so much fire. I mean, Mama just said let her come for a few minutes, but literally you're the highlights. And I just want to say thank you so much for coming on board and teaching us amazing things. I mean, the pitch framework. So please, I hope that a lot of people documented as well. So do well to pay attention to the pain points. She said, be intentional. Then she said also, what was our T now? Did I miss out on that? I think I missed out on the T. But then she said, be curious. Yes, let me look into the conversations. I didn't document. Okay, she said be curious. She also said, okay, yes, two kids. Our T was know your two kids, yes. Then curiosity, then have a hook. I think we had two C's, but I've forgotten the second one. Thank you so much, Mama, for this amazing take tonight. So you can see that we are already being armed already. We have one of our speakers as well backstage. Like I said, as much as possible, we're going to stay within the time frame we promised. And I said, if you came late, I don't know. I really don't know what to tell you now, but Thank you so much, Mama, for delivering such amazing take tonight. Please, let's do well to just celebrate her. Please celebrate her right away. Just say we love you, Mama. Thank you so much for such an amazing job you did. Thank you so much. Awesome. So like I said, well, um hmm, you can already see that this is the implementation aspect of everything I wanted to talk about. Like I had to take her early because definitely she didn't really have as much time, but I would have loved to have flowed from a particular thought ideation down to this particular point where she came in. So I'm going to try my best to probably try to get the foundations a little bit. Then I have another amazing speaker on board with me. Um um Peace is here already. She's going to tell us a few things. Like we said, for the people who are going to be in the boot camp, you're going to learn a whole lot of things. You're going to hear her voice in a minute. But I wanted to also, I'm just trying so much to give us a background because, like I said, there are a whole lot of misconceptions that people are having when you showed up on LinkedIn. Next thing you see people having 500 likes and comments, and that's all you dream of. You post and you run away because you are ashamed that okay, you were only whatever communication or ideation you were able to put out probably just had 2 likes and comments. And I'm going to say it again. It's possible that at that time too, when you showed up, because you're probably trying to find out things, it is necessary that you find people who already have done the same thing over and over again. And I'm saying it again, how LinkedIn works, the more deeper, like the more depressed your impressions go, the more you should show up. I'm going to say it again, right? Sorry guys, I normally like my conversations have like a flow. So now that mommy had to come here because of her time, it's going to be a little hassle, but please just pardon me. I'll try my possible best to make sure that everybody, because like I said again, we have boot campers who are here who must have like the background, and some of our boot campers, this is already their onboarding. So I would want them to just have a parapet, like something to work with. So like I said, you just showed up on a platform, you're probably a medical doctor or you're an engineer, and you know there, so right, you might not get a direct job, an international job for your niche directly. You're a pharmacist, you're a nurse, you are a let me just find some of those courses people read. So the question is, you just showed up on a platform and you didn't even your mind, you didn't even think of how you're going to monetize some of the things you do. Next thing everybody's hampering on you is how you should get, how you would want to probably start getting those likes and comments, but you're not asking yourself, what are you going to do with these likes and comments? Because the truth is, let's say what's the word now, you now have these likes and comments, how are you going to monetize it? What are you showing up for me? That is one of the basics I want everybody literally to have here. In fact, mommy that spoke, I would have loved that most of the things she conversed would have been in the camp, but I want to be able to take you from literally some of the misconceptions that are literally everywhere to how you can, of course, to Peace, who is going to help you build content, then Mama, who was going to teach you how to talk about it. Because see, I know that a lot of you don't even know where you are, and the goal is that you're just consuming everything and you want to be everything. Every phase you're changing from one niche to the other. And like I said it, I've said it on my post severally, it's, we have grace for you. I personally have grace for you. Every time I see you move from one niche to the other, changing your headline, I don't have a problem with that. But every single move of uncertainty is you leaving money on the table. So you don't show up as a graduate on anything, and the next thing you're bothered about is how you can have traffic in that direction. That is where the problem is. So I say it oftentimes, people want to just start out with visibility, but you become visible. The question is, and then what? And then what? Okay, now you're posting about your journey. You've traveled to South Africa. If you're not a migration researcher, like what's her name now? I've forgotten. What's her name? Oh Jesus, I can't forget her name. This Japa Queen, what are you doing with posting back to back simply because you want engagement? You know, I understand the place of also celebrating every 100 followers, if that's what you feel like you need to do now. Well, if that's all you can do, like I said, I have so much grace for you. But I'm telling you that with every time you do some of these things, you're making monetization very hard for you. I know everybody says learn everything, right? The more you do it, you're making monetization hard because you need to be okay. So now we are almost starting our discussions on building a global brand. One of the things that can make you stand out in any niche one of the things that will make you magnetic, see, you can hear how I'm talking, right? The energy in my conversation is because I have sat on a particular thought for a long time and I know it works. This is what you need to be doing for your own niche. Okay, so in the roadmap to monetization, I taught you guys many things that I might not, I don't know, the time is going so fast. I'll try to slow down a bit, but I know that, like I promised, we're not going to be longer. We're not going to stay here longer than we are supposed to be, because we just want to make sure that everybody, like I said, when I hosted this event, something was in my spirit. I'm just worried that a lot of people will come dance around communities of friends. They'll just be having 500 likes and this and that and that. After a while, by the time you see 6 months, I told you guys at the beginning, Mr. Oyedepo, Pastor Oyedepo said something. He said 20 friends cannot dance for 20 years. It means that if you probably were dancing around a particular person and the person is a visibility coach, yes, the person will get brand deals, will get opportunities, but you, for your niche, if you have not figured out the monetization for your niche, you are going to literally regret it after a while. So you see some people after a while, 6 months, most times the cutoff is usually 6. You see the first 3 months, then you go to the next 6 months. That's how people keep weeding away. After a while, you see most people with big accounts and they don't really have much engagement, of course, because they will not dwell as much on the app because they found other ways to monetize their opportunities. But then also, most of the people around them probably didn't do well. So those people ran away. That's what happens. I write it on my post every single time. It's not about celebrating this, celebrating that. If all the people you came with, we really cannot account for them because you're the only one getting opportunities, you have failed. Okay, you have failed. And that's why, for me, the whole idea behind the roadmap, behind the boot camp, is to make sure that people find themselves. People are not just jumping around and going from one place to the other every morning. I mean, you can imagine some of you have been insulted today. Even yesterday, as they heard, some of you, your siblings said something silly to you. Some of you, car almost hit you because you're trying to engage on the road. Some of you have probably not eaten proper meals for months. So you cannot have all those exchanges without having a requisite money coming to you. And that's exactly what we do at the bootcamp. We make sure that whatever you do, literally whatever you do, specific for your niche, we're able to position you properly to monetize your niche, so that it's not everything everybody is doing, that you literally go and find yourself jumping around. And then at the end of the day, most times I give people 6 months max. Even if you're having 200, I've seen it back to back. The people who started out with 300, 400, next thing they will disappear. Then they will come back again. I left it for 6 months. You cannot see, if you know the opportunities on LinkedIn, sincerely, even for a day, living for a day is going to be a hard one, because you know that some of this pressure that you're putting on yourself, maybe the likes and comment pressure, they actually don't have to be on your post. And I told you guys, was it last 2 weeks? I'm going to tell her in the camp. One of the lady that is currently in the camp, I got it from I met her through someone's comment section. Yes, and she paid for the premium. So imagine that I posted the one, and I'm just saying, and why is every other person getting comments and like on their posts and nobody's having on mine, right? Especially because I'm not paying the price. Like I told you, in the camp, we're going to teach you what to do. If you're not doing much, you should better sleep here. Okay, we're going to teach you what to do, but we're not going to just come here and let you be having jamboree from one post to the other, and you have nothing to show for it, and you're not bothered. You're just saying communism. You see that somebody will announce an opportunity, then the next person will announce an opportunity, like that. And before you know it, you see that you start getting discouraged and you disappear. And for us as a community, we build for the long haul. I don't believe in building and then you disappear building. No, if you've shown up here and the opportunities here, like I told you guys, it's from LinkedIn to the world. And of course, for people who are in the boot camp as well, we're going to teach them how. Sorry, moments. I can see Madam Peace here. We're going to teach them how to ensure that they also, for me, it's more like once you find yourself, you can build across. Some of you, your niches are not actually primary LinkedIn coaching. Your niche is not for staying on LinkedIn for the longest. You should be releasing videos daily on some of those platforms where literally like, I don't know how to explain it. If you're so busy and you don't have as much time, you should be on platforms where the algorithm naturally should push you. When you just drop a video, they push you. You just dress up, you speak 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or you get, of course, hire a video editor and they edit it for you, send it to you and push you. Now, I'm going to say this, and with a pinch of salt as well, right? I'm going to say this, but and with a pinch of salt. I saw recently when we celebrated a particular thing. I'm not going to say the full scope. And guess what? Almost all the speakers, it was a national event, and almost all the speakers were speakers who had broken out more on other platforms than on LinkedIn. I started asking myself questions because literally there's something you have to be doing. You can't just literally stay on the platform and all you can show is likes and comments. And like I said it again, if you're showing up for the first time, there's still ways to get international opportunities without those what do they call it, you having that metrics for yourself. And like you heard what Mama said, the metrics that we are talking about is not a metrics on post alone. If metrics on post, depending on your niche, if you're a social media manager, of course you're going to tell your clients that you're able to build their presence. So metrics on your post can be a portfolio for you. As a visibility coach, metrics on your post can be a portfolio for you. Sorry, let me. Okay, so metrics on your post can be a portfolio for you as well. But if you are, let me give an example now. Let's say should, somebody should give me an example of what they do so that I can probably say something specific to the person, right? Okay. Okay, someone should give me an example of what they do so that I can use the person's. But if you're on a different niche, let's say you're a website developer and you're spending the whole day on LinkedIn writing on LinkedIn. You're a website developer, but you're writing on LinkedIn every day. You're laughing, you're moving from one post to the other. You're talking about chicken and how you do not sleep, how you wake up only to LinkedIn instead of showing your portfolio, showing your work, going into, because of course, most of the people that you're going to work with, I tell them, website developer, you know that they are very busy. So they will not come and stay on LinkedIn hoping that they will be inbound leads. Some specific niches, you will have to go out for your clients because your clients will not even have time to be bumping from your post to the other. Those are part of things we're going to do in these 30 days. In fact, we'll divide, of course, for the people who have filled the onboarding form. You can see that there are different groups. So we're building across different groups. We have a project that on the final day, literally, everybody will post what they did. And then, of course, there must be a positive result. And we said that also for the next 1 year, we're going to be in your face. I'm going to be in your face. I dare to tell you. Okay. So this is me also sharing that. So I was saying, when you're building a global brand, one of the first thing one of the main thing you need to start from is not from outside in, it's from inside out. And for me, I'll say it again, the pain point, just like Mama says, is one of the most important places to start with. It's something that everybody on earth relates to. Starting from your pain, for everybody on earth relates to a pain. And I'll tell you again, part of the reason why I showed up, I've never been one of the people who believed in building online. Never. I've never believed that. Okay, so Mama is back. I've never been one of the people who believed on building online. And so when guess why I showed up? A drama just happened around my circle of influence that shut me out. And that's why I will not behave like somebody who just showed up on LinkedIn and probably didn't do as much introspection. I will not just disappear like that. Okay, Mama Peace, you're having a little background noise. If you might want to mute a bit. Okay, so I'm seeing. Okay, yeah, so we're seeing nurses. Awesome. So awesome. Like I said, don't worry. Both in the camp, we will help you niche down specifically. Like I said again, for those people who might not make it to the camp, it's not robbery. One of the things you just want to do is to find the tech of what you do. So don't come here and you're in 60, except like I said, I won't be able to say everything, except you're building you're building a community around what you do. For those who have rare niches, okay, so you can be a doctor and you decide to build a community of doctors, but then, like I said, as much as possible, like I said, I can always chart a path for you. Let me go back to what I was having conversation with. I've seen a whole lot of people talk about it. Okay, awesome. So now let's talk about this again. Hey God, the time. And I promise you guys I won't stay more than 1 minute at the end of our time. Um, like I said, building from your pain points is one thing that will make you last on any platform at all. So don't just decide, okay, I'm here. I just want to solve problems. Don't do that to your soul. Don't do that to your soul. I'm saying it again. Introspection is the first place to start with when you want to build to last. Yes. I've seen many people start with solving problems in the sense that, okay, they tried to look for jobs, they didn't get, they ran out and started volunteering. Some of them, when they volunteer, like me, I say it again, I'm very biased about volunteering because I know that most people who volunteer, they don't even know what they are doing there. They just are excited because they want to build portfolios. And when they show up, day one, day two, day three, by the next week, they found out whoever is working with them will literally disappear. And for me, I'm very biased. I'm yet to, like I say, it's just me being biased. If you work with me and you prove otherwise, well, that's beautiful. But I've known it all the time. Most people are just out to get the money, out to get the opportunities, and they don't find ways to connect their souls to what they do. So I'm saying it again, at the core of building a personal brand is your own pain points, not other people's pain points. Like everybody shares all across the platform. So you see people talking about find the pain points. You see, that was why I was having challenges with Mama speaking first, because I know that a lot of people will already start saying, let them go and find pain points of who they want to serve. Let me tell you the truth. If you start like that, you will burn out. You will burn out. Take it to the bank and cash it. There are some people that I've been seeing on this app with the way they are posturing themselves. It's a matter of time they will disappear. And it's nothing. And there's nothing wrong with disappearing. No. Some people you're disappearing might be disappearing to go and get bigger opportunities, right? And there's no big deal in it. But I'm still saying it again. If you have your own personal pinpoint, some people call it a why. Why are you here? Some people say, I'm a virtual assistant. That's why I'm here. There's nothing like that. Why are you here? I'm here to solve problems of there's it's not like there's nothing like that. That's what some of you use and you eventually get tired. No. The reason your own pain point, what was it that made you decide on maybe reading the course you decided to read in the university? And then maybe let's say you are now done. Mama, I think you need to mute yourself. Give me a moment. Let's say you're now done with school, right? Let's say you're now done with school and then you didn't get opportunities. See, I know that when you show up on LinkedIn, you just start talking about niching, whether you should niche down or not, or start something or not. This is what I will tell you, right? At the hem of it is starting from the core of your soul. You're the most important, hey God, you're the most important tool. For the people who are in the boot camp, that we are going to talk about this. You are the most important tool in anything at all. You're the core human being, like you as a person. You are the most important thing when it comes to working with anybody at all. See, once you can quiet your soul, like by self-awareness, everybody talk about it all the time. So this is me talking about the core of you, your pain points. That's the main topic. The first thing is self-awareness, right? Self-discovery. Once you've been able to sit down and ask yourself certain personal questions, some of you who would definitely eventually go on to become top voice in advocating for women are probably people who were molested at one point. But somehow in your soul, you are quieting those pains, you're hiding those pains, you are ashamed of those pains. And sometimes those pains are actually the most important things that could transform your life. So I can go on and call certain names of people like Juanita Bynum, Joyce Meyer, and a whole lot. If those people hid those pains, sincerely, the world would have never known them. So now I'm teaching you how to build a proper and a lasting global brand, not just a brand for the facade. I mean, where after a while, when you leave, it's like there's no trace of you. Like I said again, this is not even a season for you to what's the word, to check if anybody needs you or not. No, you're on an assignment. You're on an assignment. That's the word. You are on an assignment. So it means that it's not even about what people think about what you're doing. It's about you answering the call of your soul. So you are the most important in working with people. And most times people don't pay attention to things like that. They just go ahead and say, okay, you're all the time you're researching your clients. You're always finding ways to manipulate how to make sure you get this. After a while, you're going to gas out. And that is, I'm a medical doctor. I can tell you the pathway of what stress can do to your body. But imagine that there's something within you that gives you that energy to keep moving over and over again, simply because what you have decided to be aware of who you are, what you do, and then you've also sat down. So the first thing, like I said, is self-awareness, self-discovery. Number two, the last one is vulnerability. You're comfortable with paying attention to those places where hurts happened. Like I told you guys, the reason why I am here is because something, a dramatic, I think I was able to share with Peace the other time when we had an opportunity to be together and spoke for hours. Even this event that we're holding is from a place of me facing my vulnerability for once after a season. So it's simple. And see, there's how it comes. It's not rehearsed, it's not poised out. It's your soul. Whether somebody meets you in the day or on the night, you are one with what you are giving out. So, like I said, this is literally like the basics, baseline. The baseline of a personal brand that will go global is you. You. So, what are your core values? Some people, integrity is so far from you. I mean, you promise you're going to do something, and literally people will chase you to get it done. How do you think you're going to start paying attention to someone else's pain points? Then some people, selfishness, rah. Me personally, God taught me that you cannot be selfish and go far, except a corn of wheat fall to the ground and dies, it abides alone. So it means generosity. You have to find ways to find people to give things. I know some of you don't seem to have money now. The reason why some of you don't have money, I used to say it, is the 10K that some of you would part with to do a program that you probably don't know anything about. You just say, let you just suffer small. I think that's what Mama was talking about when she was talking about shortening the learning curve. Being able to give your way into circle. Some of you, your friends are currently doing a course, but you won't, even 1 naira, they will not see from you. But then somehow it should be about you. You can see those places where you need to heal from. So for you to be an effective global brand, right? Forget, you can see it now. All the people who eventually became global with a lot of these inadequacies, posting themselves to be excellent, to be this and that. After a while, they all crashed. Literally. So me, this is like administration now. For some of you who are probably hearing me for the first time, go and check history. Everybody who was at some point at the peak of like excellence, everybody was celebrating them all around the world. Their brand was associated. Even on LinkedIn, it happens. Go and see them right now. So it means that all the things that everybody is actually looking for were bound to fade. So who are you without all those things? That is how you know that you should show up, whether or not anybody likes your comments or not. Get to those courses where necessary, because you know you need to stand out in your conversations, in your thought patterns. Get the healing, because it's in those vulnerabilities, when you start healing properly, that you can dish excellence. Most of the people who work with me, they know when I start doing my things, it's like a horse. Like I just keep moving, because there's something in my brain that is releasing energy. These are the things you should pay attention to first. So understanding yourself, being aware of yourself, what are your uniqueness. Now I'll say it again. A lot of people, one day I sat down and I was meditating. I realized that some of the people who eventually were not top of their classes in my school, whether university, some of them are doing well now. But some of those people had this thing in their mind that made them not to lift their heads. So you know what? You're going to face your criticism. Okay, yes, I have big tits, I have big head, big forehead right now. So what am I going to do about it? How about starting up a story? How about having to write a book? That's where all the money is. How about teaching a group of people how to accept themselves? I'm not, like I said, I'm not talking about plus size. Of course, there are certain things that when you have, you are likely it's likely detrimental for your health. Like if I have a big forehead, see it proudly. But of course, if I go for a surgery where they reduce it, I can literally get myself into trouble, right? But if I own my big forehead, it makes sense. I cannot reduce my big forehead. If I have a big lips, I cannot reduce my big lips. I will just have to get comfortable with it. You can see how generations went. You see how everything else changes if you don't accept yourself. So we went from generations of people who normally would want the small lips now as time kept changing, it's now big lips. When I was much more younger, it was legs. They would say slim legs. After a while, it kept moving. They now start saying that, oh, they like people who are fleshy on the legs. You can see how every other things will change except you. And why you need to find yourself, because you are the most important brand. Okay, so like I said again, it's very important that you lay down all those things. At the core of it, finding yourself is what? What are your core values? I repeat it again: your self-awareness, facing your criticism yourself. So before somebody tells you you have a big head, you say, yes, I have the big head, and this same head, I have a frontal cortex, I have the midbrain, I have an occipital lobe. That's why my eyes are very sharp. My brain, I always reason. You have to start documenting light, light. Silence the voice of criticism yourself first. So some people, I heard it recently. Sometimes you see people write things, they'll be saying things like, they said I will never make it. My last boss. So you see everybody who is talking about boss toxicity, and my boss was just something else. But deep in your heart that when you went to work, you are sleeping up and down. You have not really woken up your soul to be a partner, to be able to give. And then when your boss is not seeing results, you want him to be laughing with you and be pampering you. And so some of those voice of criticisms can rise up against you. This is where you sit down and document and you write. Even me at home, right? In fact, as I was speaking, my husband just about some of the things he has been complaining about me lately. I decided, oh, I'm going to document this. No, I'm going to add this. No, I know that I'm a very busy person, but I could do extra this. I can do this. So you improve yourself. You don't accept the things you can change. There are things, of course, like your biology and many other things, of course, depending on where you're from, right? That you need to face and own them. This is you. Okay, so if you're introverted, face introversion and find out how you can actually stretch yourself out to become the flower. Maybe you can now start talking about introverts, and next thing you become a next for them, and you're meditating, you're taking in so much materials around that. You now write a book that becomes a bestseller across all platforms where the certifications or whatever it is will be given. So you can see that everything we're talking about tonight is thinking for the long haul. See, most of the jobs you're doing, I've seen people shout virtual assistant and many other things. If we're consistent on this LinkedIn, by next year, most of you will be doing something else. So you can see that the most important person is actually you. Okay. So like I said, I can't say everything, right, that I have to say on board, because I won't be able to give other people an opportunity to speak. But I told you guys, as much as possible, be in the boot camp. I am begging you, no matter how you want to do, if you like, let your head be. We found out ways to make sure that everybody, as much as possible, all the people who are on this life, you can be. We found out ways. But like I said, one of the reasons why I don't work with people who don't pay prices is because most times it's like, I've seen it over and over again. Somebody can come and beg you, and when the camp starts, because me, I do things with my life. When the camp starts, you see that you're the one chasing them up and down. And me, for all the people who are in the camp, no, I'm telling people my personality. I don't work that way. I beg you. You guys are going to choose the avatar you want. And if you want Mother Ego, all of us will be stretched out. All of us like this. On the 30th day, all of us, you can ask. I think Mama was talking about it. We must do what we are asked to do. And like we said, we'll find ways. That's why we are very big on collaborations. We must find ways where we are supporting one another. So I'm going to give us an opportunity to be asking questions now while I hand over the mic to my amazing piece. She's also at work right now, so she might not handle some of your questions. She might not turn on her camera like we say, like as much as possible. We've told you guys every time when you go to places, please do well to always turn on cameras. But she's somebody you know very well, so please, you can just pardon us because of her patience and privacy. Mama, I'm handing over the mic to you. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Dr. Vivian. In fact, I've just been on and off because, like I told you, I'm at work currently, but I said I just have to say something. Like I just have to show up to say something. And it's been crazy. Yeah. The funny thing was, immediately this event started, we had 2 emergencies. So I was just running up and down, trying to fix my network, trying to fix the patients. But I'm just so happy that I'm here now. Can you hear me at your end?
Crystal.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So I want to thank everyone for staying so far. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for staying so far, for listening and for implementing, most especially because a lot of people, they just listen and they don't implement. So like Dr. Vivian said, I won't be able to stay, I can't stay for long because they might call me anytime soon. So I'll just run through, and to the glory of God, most of the things I would like to share, Dr. Vivian, she has said a lot, like she has said most of them, yeah, but I will just run through um, three things that has actually helped me build my brand to this extent. Okay, so I'm currently not sitting down. That's why my voice breaking. Yeah, I had to go to a secluded place in the hospital. So, what does it take to build a global brand? What does it take to build a global brand? You know, when I was trying to build my brand on LinkedIn, and my idea was I want to build a brand that is global. So, what can I do? So the first thing that I would like to share tonight is building a global brand requires clarity. I know you've heard that a lot of times on LinkedIn, and it may sound cliche, but trust me, building a global brand starts with clarity. And what does that mean? It means building a global brand starts with you. It's not about your siblings. It's not about the skill that is trending. It starts with you, knowing who you are, knowing who you want to serve, knowing what you want to serve, knowing what you want to offer. And trust me, if you like, probably you just, the Lord helps you and you just showed up on LinkedIn and boom, your first post just went viral and that was it. Trust me, when you get to the top, as long as you don't have a good foundation, you might crash. I've seen it a lot of times. When you get to that top, you fall down again. So building a global brand starts with you. And if the foundation is faulty, you will come down again. The second thing I'd like to share is building a global brand requires a global stage. I think Dr. Vivian has said this before. You need a global stage. I mean, you can't have a vision and then you just sit and wait for the Holy Spirit, or I don't know, for your village people to pay for you. You need to put yourself out there. You need a global stage. And lastly, building a global brand requires character. It requires credibility. Now, this is where I want to dwell because I mean, I don't want to talk too much about the others because you've already been on LinkedIn. Some of us have already got some clarity. And I think when I talked about clarity, I didn't say, I didn't mention that clarity is not something you find, it's something you walk into. Now, when I started helping others build their brand, a lot of people come to me. I'm talking about founders with 13 years of experience. They would sit me down, they would say, please, I need you to help me find clarity. And I'm like, are these people, do they know what they are saying? You have a brand, like you have a company, 13 years old. You have clients to serve, and you're telling me to help you find. What kind of clarity do I want to help you find again? Also, I realized that clarity is not something you find. Now, that's the mistake that they make. You can see that even after building a brand for like 13 years, more than some of them, they still want to find clarity. So if your foundation is faulty, you will always come back. You will always come back to that 0 point. You will always come back to that point where you start questioning everything you have built. So I don't know how far you've gone, but tonight I need you to sit down and think: what am I really building for? Who am I building for? What can I offer? Because if you don't fix that, you will always come back after many years. And the last one I said was being a global brand requires credibility. Now, a lot of clients, like I said, they come to me and they'll be like, I've interviewed other clients, but speaking to you alone, I don't know how I've done it so far, but I think if I didn't get a job after an interview, it should be because maybe the clients want expertise that I don't have. I'm not trying to boast. But once I turn on my camera, once I talk to you like this, they don't deal. So that's because I'm going to communicate that credibility. I'm going to communicate that character to the client. And once I finish speaking to you, this one knows what she's doing. Now, as for many of you that have registered for this bootcamp, I'm going to take you from clarity to content to monetization. I'm going to take you to the point that when you sit to talk to any client, they don't do. Like Dr. Vivian said, it's a monetization class. We're not here to talk too much or tell you to read. Of course, you're going to read too much. You can't learn me and not read too much. But yes, we're going to talk about how to close these clients, what to tell these clients. And like I said, I'm going to take you from clarity to content, which is the leverage. and then so monetization. I'm not talking about content that gets you likes, 1,000 likes and no conversion. I'm talking about content that speaks to the mind of your audience. So if you are already in the boot camp, just get ready, get your mindset ready. Like I said, I can't really say a lot because I'm sure they're already looking for me, so I really have to go now. Thank you so much once again, Dr. Vivian, for having me. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Please, can we go ahead and just celebrate her? Thank you so much, Peace, for taking out time from your busy schedule to just show up as well. So there are our faculty members. I'm going to show you the pictures. I think Mama Peace, I don't know what let me see what's happening backstage. Like I said, we're not going to stay longer than we promised we're going to stay for, because I honor your time. Thank you so much for coming out as well. Like I said, as many people who would want to jump into the bootcamp, please just comment bootcamp while I clarify backstage if my excellent Mama is going to come on board. Give me a moment. Let me clarify that. I don't know if Naomi is here. I don't know how busy, because I know that their time zone, she's on a different time zone. So I don't know if probably they slept. Give me a moment. So if you're interested in joining the bootcamp, kindly just type bootcamp, 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 bootcamp. Like I said, for me, part of the reasons why I don't like bringing people close to my circle of influence who are not ready to pay the prices that I don't want you to feel like what's the word? I don't want you to feel like I'm just one of those people that you just run into my group and then you sit down there and you're not doing anything. I personally, everything around me, my wiring, it doesn't work that way. And for those people in the boot camp, you guys are going to choose the avatar. Like I told you guys, you're going to choose the avatar of me. If you want me to be, I don't care. Like I just give you, like for the people who are already in, you already have the calendar of everything we're doing, right? So if you want me to be like the mother eagle that I am for you, that means I will hold your neck. You guys are going to choose it. I am going to be that. That means if I see you anywhere, I'll enter that hole with you and bring you out. And that's exactly what we want to do. Like for me, I say it over and over again. I just want to have people who are in my circle of influence who are able to make sacrifices for what they want to do. And then we push together. And like I said, we're going to work with you for the next 1 year. So we're not saying that, okay, you have, we finished 30 days boot camp with you, then you're just hanging around. There's nothing. No, I've just realized that it will not be fair. So long as you're able to be in you don't leave the group. You can ask any questions. You can invite us to any of your meetings. So for all the people who are part of the boot camp, we're coming to your profiles. We're coming to your events. I'm saying it again. We have a calendar. We're going to have a calendar through the year where we'll find a way to support you. We're going to be all around. Like I said, that's why we have a public speaking professional in our group as well. I'm very good with presentation as well. I teach presentations very well. Even in my roadmap to LinkedIn monetization is here as well. You can get that and start reading. But I've made sure that everybody across board were able to meet your needs, right? So for those people who would like to be a part of this journey, you're welcome to start your journey with us. Okay, I'm seeing a whole lot of people, so maybe let me just welcome you. I welcome Tracy. Okay, Stitches. I hope I'm pronouncing your name. I'm welcoming Winifred Ibe. I'm welcoming Blessing Paul DK, so that tomorrow you remember that you spoke. And this video will be permanent, right? So that we know that these are the people whose lives will be changed. So I've told you, give me concentrated 30 days, then give me the rest of your 1 year. So concerning 2026, we can say that you are settled. Everything you see me do, we will do. Like I said, that was why I didn't work alone, right? I worked with the tech experts who will scale our businesses. So you are done with, you started monetizing your skill, and now you want to have your community, you want to scale. We'll get this tech expert, a lead, a tech expert who will help you scale. That's exactly what is happening to our community right now. For me, I have decided to pay attention closer. So for the people who are in the boot camp, we'll sit down, see, for everybody, we'll literally unfold your what did you call it, your personal brand, so that it's a permanent thing. Like no matter the platform you decide to work with, there's one pain that will make you wake up in the morning to post at 5:30, despite having maybe 15 children, 20 children. There's something you'll be hearing in your head. That's part of the things we're going to do. Pain engineering. We'll be able to put it in such a way that you will understand why you show up. And then it's easier for you to, when you are now working with other people, when you're now paying attention to other people's pain points, you will now start seeing yourself as them, as you would have seen yourself. So I'm going to quickly just announce the tiers, because I noticed that some people, it seemed like okay, maybe the money was somewhat for you. Okay, so we had different tiers. We had premium, we had what's the name, we had premium, we had one-on-one, yes, we had, that's the boot camp, that's the main people who will do presentation and do projects. So in the next 30 days, please, I'm begging you, all the people who are entering tonight, in the next 30 days, you know that we must do a project and all of you must be a part of it. My community manager has already asked me for permission. She said if anybody grows cold in the group, they will remove them. So I'm warning you people now, right? But like I said again, if anything is going to come up that will hamper on you, please talk to us. We're a family. Like I will say it again, most times I'm not scared to expose my vulnerability. I have three babies, like three babies, and I'm doing this effortlessly. So I don't know which excuse you can have. And I'm saying it again so that if you're a mother, you relate with me ahead of time. Don't be lazy about it and just say, I'll just tell Mother Eagle that somehow something happened and I wasn't able to make it. No, like I said, part of the things we want to form is a neat, close circle of professionals who are looking out for themselves. So it's not essentially because we just want to make money and then we turn you over. Let me tell you the truth. The real business principle is being able to get your customers to buy from you over and over again. And so sometimes people do camps and they make you pay for another circle of the same thing. I like I said, that's why I want it for the long haul. I want to be in your lives. Like, at least for all the people that are going to be joining tonight, all the people who are already in camp, I want to be a part of your life. And then I want to see how we can help. For those people who are spiritual, we have apostles in the camp. There's one particularly that is among us. I don't know how I can press her neck to. So whether spiritual, from the spiritual side of it or from the physical side of it, in the sense of finding yourself and being able to solve problems for people, being able to be generous, we're all going to do this together. So I'm looking in as well. Please don't forget to type bootcamp, bootcamp, bootcamp. So like I said, we have three tiers. The mini tier, that's the one of, I think we have the one for 99, right? That one I have to open it up. But those ones you will not be fighting with people for projects, presentations. uh You can, you will everything, will pay attention to you, everything. But when it comes to presentation, we'll definitely give priority to the people who are already in camp now, because they just immediately they saw the opportunity, they were already latched in it, and they're about, I think, 22 of them. They just latched on the opportunity immediately. So if you want to go for the 99 ahead, there's no problem. You're going to have access to that. I think that's 9,900 and something. And for in dollars, I think it's about um $15 or so. I'm not sure now. We'll drop all the links immediately after this event so that all of you, as many as possible, just go right in. Then there's the one for the 25. 25 is the basic for the average link. The people who paid before now on an average, who didn't get the discounts, all went at 25. Then there's a premium. Premium, that one, time to time, I'll just call you randomly. Right, that one is at my benevolence. I call you randomly. We'll just talk about many things and see how life is going with you and improve on you. Then, but the one-on-one people, that one, you're scheduled on the time. In fact, from day one, sometimes, in fact, I have a one-on-one here. I call him at any time. Like, and I'm not trying to form anything professional. Like I said, for me, I always see from the standpoint of results. First of all, I want to get results for you. Everybody who is coming in, don't worry, I've told you guys, I want to get results for you. That's all I am after. Until you get your results, that's why I even stretched it to for mentorship for a whole year. Until you get results, I will not rest. So that's what basically for me I'm looking at for that. So please just type all that. Immediately we're done, we will drop. I don't know if Ruth is here. Ruth Iguale, if you're here, let me just drop the, okay, so I can see as many people. I'll spotlight you so that we can always come back here. So please just reach out immediately. Most of you, if you can send me a DM, for those people who can, just send me a DM. Like I said, we have those three tiers. For the people who have just the basics, like I said, those ones you cannot push to market your product. before the people who paid actually those high monies. I'm begging you people, I had to do this open so that it will not be that some people will not people who don't have money can as well come in. Like I said, for me, the reason why I charge is because I don't want anybody to walk into my boot camp and think that they can behave anyhow, or think that my WhatsApp group is just another WhatsApp group for them to sit down and they are moping and watching what people are doing. Sincerely, I will not tolerate it. So I will tell you again, my background is medicine. So every stretch in life, I've been stretched in every stretch in life. And the same thing that has stretched me has also provided me some form of empathy. Tell me what is your pain, right? If it's your health, your headache, anything, tell me ahead of time. Don't make me okay, awesome. Okay, awesome. Okay. Thank you so much, Augustine. I can see you. So for the people who want to get to the direct premium, just go to my feature session right away and just click on the first thing on my feature session and just come in. Like I told you guys, the family we're going to build. For me, I could do for the people who are in the first phase of Phoenix Gate, everything we did, the payment was my emotions, was just seeing you people around. But I've told you guys, like, one of the things I've noticed is that most people don't take those things seriously. And so I just decided to put a gap between I don't want anybody who cannot make sacrifices for what they do come near me, because it will make me I'll feel bad with myself, because I will stretch. I've told you guys, if it was stretching, we will stretch together. But then, like I said, part of the things we do is that we're going to form communities. Some of you will launch projects together. We'll find partners in the group as well. Accountability partners who will stay with you forever, who will watch you grow. That's part of the things that I am looking to do. Like I said, at the end of the 30th day, we're all launching projects, whether it's one unified product that on our graduation day, I will not even say anything now, just come there. For the people who are going to be moderating, you guys will be having your conversations and you sell yourselves based on everything that we are practicing. Our first meeting for products, our meeting for our project is on Friday. Please check your calendars. I've already sent you all the calendar. The first project meeting, that's for us to decide at a group what we can offer. But then would have had our onboarding tomorrow, so that you can just think, meditate between that Monday and Friday. What is the thing that your soul can easily serve for the long haul? Even if you decide to change your niche, there's this flavor, there's this uniqueness in you that will make you magnetic, make you stand out, that make you stay even when the rave around you goes. That's part of the things I always say. Some people, once they see that they don't have as much people raving about them or talking about them, they get discouraged, and that's how they disappear from the platform. Not like that. Like I said it again, for me, there's something, I don't know, as I'm saying, it's like these tears are like around my ducts. It's because I want to actually see people transformed, and that's everything we're going to do. And every opportunity, we're laying it bare open. So for the people who are going to from there join my team, I'll be more than excited. I think I'm hiring. I had announced that in my community earlier. I need a video editor and a digital marketer. Well, we want to use the person both for our boot camp, so that anybody who needs it, even in the boot camp, part of our curriculum requires these two people, so that anybody who is launching a project will have that person do works. Of course, it's paid though. I told you guys I'm biased about volunteering. I don't like to work with people who I don't pay. And I don't like to have people work for me who don't take me seriously. And I know sometimes some of you have wired seriousness around money, and there's nothing wrong with it, right? There's nothing wrong with it. But the most important thing is find somewhere in your soul. So I think another person I want to spotlight today is PP Precious, the guy who does all the flyers for us. So this is the bootcamp flyers. I didn't put the 999 tier here, but if you'd want to work, yes, so growth, the starter, there's the 9999. That's the ones for people who cannot afford. Please, if you can afford the starter, please just try your best. Like I told you, I'm working with other people on board, so I wouldn't want to tell them stories, okay? So I would want them as well financially. Like I told you, I don't want to work with anybody I don't have any financial exchange with. It's not in my character. I don't like that, okay? Depending on what my relationship with you is. So part of the things we have the people who are going to join through the 99999. Just let me know. The 25, you guys are the starters who your training will be more intense. You cannot disappear from any class. All the people who are currently in camp are the starters. Then the growth, one person got a discount. I think it's Dr. Shade. I don't know if she's here. She got a discount for the growth. And so, ma, I have you in my premium. I don't know why his doctors are paying. One of my premium members is Dr. Andrew. And I think Mama, she's also, why are doctors doing this? Also Dr. Dr. Cheryl as well. So as much as possible, just make use of the tests within what is available for you to spend at this time. Just stretch. All of you coming, like I said, I'm going to nurture you as a motherhood. For me, this is a promise, and I gave you guys a year. Just imagine you paid 10,000 for a year, moving from one place to the other, or and then all you have to pay is 25. Just imagine, do you know, even if you paid 1,000, it's still not enough per month. That's 12K. Then this 30 days boot camp where I will stretch you and brush your brain and remove all the coal tars from your head, you see that it's still not going to be enough. So for the people who are going straight into the starter, just go to my feature section, click the first link. You'll be in the group where everybody is right away. So for the people for the 99, that's the people who don't have a means or a way to come into the, like I said, if you have money, go for these ones. The whole idea is being able to make sacrifices at every season for your life to move. Even me, like this, I'm looking for where to pay something. That's why I'm going to have the video editor and the digital marketer on my team. I'm looking for where to give money, because money actually is a currency. It means that if one is coming to you, make sure that one is purposefully going out. Some of you have monies, you get monies, you're not growing, you're not seeing results, but you don't mind. You'll be showing up, you'll be flying from one place to the other, you'll be staying with your friends, you're chatting, you're not able to exchange money for something really vital to transform your life. That's why you are literally where you are. So like I said again, even me at this level, I consistently look for where to give money. So I was talking, Paul knows, my graphic designer. I don't know, I've never seen any any graphic designer I work with, any design person or professional that I've worked with that is like Paul. Paul will brainstorm, Paul will call me, Paul will ask me, okay, should we do this? So you can see some of the things that your clients requires, it should come from a place of healing from you, and then you being able to position yourself as them. So he literally breached. If I had a virtual assistant probably communicating with him, telling him to do this, do this, do this, I would have most of the money that I just send the money on a random, whether I'm doing something or not. Or sometimes I even overpay him and I tell him, you owe me. Then we go back and forth like that. Some days when I've spent so much, I just give him that signal, but he knows that money will never be a problem. So I just wanted to spotlight Paul. And I think it was what's her name now? I thought, oh God, Delight Magnus that introduced me to him as well. So it's also spotlighting Delight as well. Thank you so much, everyone. Do we have any questions? Because I think we're able to round off all we said. The only thing is because now we're doing the onboarding. So for everybody in the onboard, I'll teach you everything. Some of the things I'm going to teach you are things that came out from my meditation. Except you summarize the world, right? You summarize the world, you just be everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. And trust me, a lot of things are seasonal. Some of the things that people are flinging in your face, or to make you feel less, or to make you feel like you cannot amount to anything, I promise you, all those things are emotional. What did they call it? Gatekeepers. They see most people who just enter things. Somehow it's like a spirit. It comes on them to do that, so that they push other people out. In fact, some of them, they don't know that they do it. So all of a sudden, you just get one breakthrough. You land one $50 million partnership. All of a sudden, you think that your mindset should change. You should start pushing people out. All those people have lost touch with their soul. So guess what? Everything that goes up will go down. And most of the people that you see up there, they are generous to the bone. All the companies you celebrate. In fact, the reason why there is a boom in AI right now is because of how people are generously flinging money at AI. And trust me, there are other things I'm going to tell the people who are in the boot camp. So most important thing is at every point, be able to pivot. Like Mama said, adapt. Okay, so if we have any questions that you would want me to answer to you today, please ask me. I'm going to answer. But like I said, our curriculum is already out there. Every day we're doing one thing or the other. Every day we have something specific. And I promise you, if your life doesn't change, call me out. I'll come under your post and beg you. I don't know, or I'll refund you or something. Right? But I promise you, if you follow me, like follow me as a person, even if you're a laid back person naturally, like your flag, you're a very lazy person. Trust me when I say that we will stretch you and the Lord will help you. Okay, so for as many that keep typing bootcamp, 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 so that we're also able to keep records of you. But the people who can go straight, people who are going straight to the starter or the premium or the growth, just go ahead. Like I told you, the growth people, I'll call you randomly. I have one person on the growth. So I know that it's not a big deal for me. So like I said, this bootcamp is a lot beyond just me. I have other people on board as well. So as much as possible, for the people who can partner with us, please partner with us. Maybe this is probably the final side of every conversation I'm going to hold. If you want to sow, like you want to give some monies so that some people who don't have can come in. I want everybody, I will send you the list of the names of the people. If you want them to, if you want to call them at any time, I don't know. Because I believe in exchange, so that they don't just think that somebody paid for them, then they will just come into the camp and sit down somewhere. If you want their names, we'll send you their names. We'll send you their contact numbers, not contact as a home address, address based on what you're willing to take at time T. If you want to work with them, we're more than excited to have you work on. Send them over to you as well. So please, like I said, I'm open to partnership. My goal is I'm looking to see that I train about 1,000 more people in 2026. So the people, the foxes, yes. So I know you guys remember the Samson story. The foxes who have decided to come on board with us, get ready for fire. I'm already so excited. So thank you so much, everybody. If you have anything to say, I don't know, for some reason, I've not been seeing. Oh, geez, this is a lot of comments. Okay. So if you have any questions so far, please let me know. If you don't have, I'll send as soon as I end this live, I'll put in the comment section the ones for the 9999. Then, like I told you guys, we'll first give priorities in practice. That's in presentation, right? We give for presentation, we will give priorities for the 9999 people, for the from starter, growth, and premium upwards, because they literally just partnered. Like I told you, I'm going to have other people on board, and it's not going to be thank you that I'll be telling them. So if you pay that 9999, it means you're saying nothing concern me and this speaker. So it means that we will put you on a little less priority than every other person. So we're going to see how many people are going to join us tonight. Like we said, our onboarding is tomorrow. So I would want as much as possible the deadline by midnight, as much as possible. I'm empathic, right? But I don't want people who are double-minded as well. Yes, I know that you can call me and be begging. Yes, I understand. But I don't want double-minded people as well. So like I said, check my feature session for those people who are entering right away. Check my feature session, and then I'll drop the link for the people who can't afford the main ones. So if we don't have any question at all, at least I've been able to stretch us for 12 minutes, and I'm so grateful for your time. Thank you so much for stopping by. And then my boot campers. Hey, somebody said power. It's gonna happen tomorrow, and trust me, those opportunities, we're having them already. So I would say this is the point where I would say good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you joined us from. Thank you so much for stopping by. Okay. To be with us, to enjoy us today. Like for me, I'm excited, always excited. I love people. I don't know. I think that's one of my primary vulnerability. But then I'm also hoping that I'm going to work with you all for the longest. Okay, so let me begin to see good night, good morning, good afternoon, depending on what time zone it is for you right now. Let me begin to see it before we call it a night. Thank you so much for stopping by as well. So let me begin to see the pleasantries. Sorry, I know that this studio is kind of lagging, so it's going to be a problem as well. Thank you so much. My happiness. Thank you so much. See Roots. Roots. How are you, my star queen? Ruth was the one who did everything as regards getting people talk about us, helping us push this event. So I would want to honor her openly. Thank you so much. She set up the agenda, everything you see that happened today was Ruth. She's a virtual assistant, and I don't know, her speed to work is second to none. So if you're looking to have a virtual assistant, this is me spotlighting her and saying, please try and get her on board to work with you or on any international project as well. Thank you so much, Ruth. Okay, blessing. Like I said, the 999 is, you will not be the first priority when it comes to presentation of your product on the main event. The main event is going to be bigger than this because we're bigger now. We don't really have we don't have our students were not actively like present when we hosted this event. So our next event will be large, very, very large. The date is already on your calendar, right? The date is already on your calendar. It's in November. So count 30 days from tomorrow is when we're having our next event. So for project presentation, like you being, even if you've never done it before, even if you're scared, you can't hold conversations. I told you, Farabale, that's what we're going to do. In fact, I came to LinkedIn very anxious. Generally it's not even very, I mean, an anxious person, but I realized that it was something somewhere in my soul that I don't know, held me down, that made me feel like I needed to be perfect about everything I did. As soon as I faced it head on, that was how it flew across the window. Of course, most times when before you start any event, there might be a few jitters, but not to the point where you need to sell your market and you're fidgeting, or you need to go on interviews and you're fidgeting. Those are part of the things that will cure in the bootcamp. And all these ones are like day one, like foundations conversation. We're able to talk about, you will talk about your vulnerabilities, you will heal, you break open, you find an exchange point within that vulnerability, and then we move on to greater things as well. Okay, thank you so much. How to go into this bootcamp? Okay, like I said, just type bootcamp. Then, if you're for the starter and the growth, just go to my featured session now. Just feature session. The first picture of my feature session is the bootcamp. Once you click on it, everything down to your onboarding, you just be going from one place to the other. Once you click, you pay, you move down to filling the forms, you move down to meeting everybody, all the informations. You just take out a little time to read. Why tomorrow we're going to take time, we'll stretch, we'll start talking. When you people are tired, you see, if you, like we said, Friday is our first product. Friday we need to brainstorm on the products that we're going to compete or sell in the next 30 days. That means everybody in the bootcamp will make money on that final live event. All of us will be part of the project. All of us. So if you have been complaining that you've never made money on LinkedIn, like I told you, this is your perfect bus stop. I'll teach you everything. Part of the things that happens is that when you join if you join through everyone in the starter has the roadmap to LinkedIn monetization. Everybody in the starter group is like, and starter group, growth group, and premium, all of you. So once you buy, you collect your book and you just be moving down. But the people for the 99, there's no book for you. And nobody should share my book. I was seeing somebody say during the live, how can I get it? If you don't pay for my book, you'll be arrested. You will be arrested. I have police in my house. If you don't be, and seriously though, that's part of the, what do they write in front of it now? Copyright infringement. If I see anybody share my book, I will arrest you. Trust me, I will catch you. So okay, thank you so much. Is there any other question? Please, everybody else, if you're done holding if you're done, if I've answered your questions, you can go in to just start registering, go to my feature session. But if you have any further questions, I can just probably stay in for maybe another 5 minutes with you all. So like I said again, I'm celebrating Ruth Iguale and every other person, all the people who posted about us. Hey, Joyce, all of them. I have a list, okay, share, I will call it, so that I will tell you people that you guys did amazing. And I'm hoping that all of you, I'll see you in the bootcamp, because you are the ones that I'm worried about, because I don't want you to jump around. And after a season, like I told you, 20 friends cannot play together for 20 years. After a while, you see that for those people who chose the niches that are specific to LinkedIn. You'll be seeing them get opportunities. You just be there flying around them. Before you know it, you will disappear. That's the pathway generally. But like we said, part of the things we're going to do is to make sure that we give you a soft landing. We have a community of people. We share ideas even during the meetings and all. Okay. So is it okay? Yes, let me check for the names of all those that posted. Hey, and my second phone is dead. Let me see if I can find it in this particular post. This particular phone. I will call all of you. That's who I do. Let me check my Phoenix Gate. Ruth, was it Phoenix Gates that we used to copy that? I don't know now. I don't think it's Phoenix Gates. This is not the phone I use, so pardon me. I will spotlight people, the ones I see on the post. I wish I could spotlight everyone, but I just want to say that I am grateful for you all. Okay, yes. So I saw the project tracker. Yes, I've just seen it. For the people who posted, I can see the people that Ruth reached out to that posted. Happiness, thank you so much. I appreciate you. She's the founder of the Honorables, a community of virtual assistants. Please reach out to her also for guidance. I can see Odunola. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Danita NS, thank you so much. Please, if you're here and you hear their names, tell them where we called their names. Enwere G Uche. Enwere, sorry, I'm trying to be fast. Thank you so much, Uche. Then let's see who else posted. Zara, thank you so much. Elizabeth Owade, thank you so much. Amaka Peace, thank you for posting. Phoebe Yakubu, thank you for posting. Jonathan Atafia, thank you for posting. Patient Owner, thank you for posting. Who else? Yeah, Faith, thank you for posting. I know I saw Colin. I saw many people that posted as well. G-Ray, thank you so much for posting. Cosmos, thank you for posting. AGK Joshua, thank you for posting. Who else? Petronella Duru, thank you so much for posting. Joyce E. Young, thank you for posting. Abraham Smart, thank you for posting. And a whole lot of amazing people. Okay, so these are the ones on the list she contacted. So some people posted on their own, and they just, in fact, somebody came into my DM, and yesterday was hey, I need to look for her. Yesterday was her anniversary. But the people that are here is just to celebrate her. Yesterday was her anniversary. She posted for her anniversary and later came back to post about us. No, it was too much for me. Like, it's something, definitely someone like her would I would definitely do bigger things. Because so this is part of the things I'm telling you guys about how people get opportunities. Sometimes it's in those sacrifices, right? I'm not saying that anybody should sacrifice their anniversary dates to. I don't subscribe to that, but the fact that she did it here, I already know that this one, Aisha will follow her back to back to make sure that she finds herself and whatever she's doing here. And already she's doing amazing on LinkedIn as well. Okay, quite my posting phone. This is not the phone I used to post. So most of those information are not here. So if you're here and you also posted about us, please, thank you so much. Like we said, we're going to release our post for in the date for our next event. Like I said, 30 days from tomorrow, and next all our people will be ready because, like we said, this is the final bootcamp for the year. I don't even know if I'm going to do another one. That's how it's doing me. It's not every time that you would want to have. I like to meditate a lot. I preserve my curiosity with my life. So if every time I go out and I'm sharing things, I'm like, it takes a part of my thinking time. I'm not so comfortable with that, but hopefully I can sacrifice this as our last boot camp for the year. Thank you so much, everyone. I love you. Okay, so this is the time when, please, I've been asking you guys for good night. I want to see good night, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're joining us from as we end these events. So I'm going to be ending this event in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you so much, guys. I am honored to be your coach. I'm honored to be able to think your thoughts, work with you, and have you do amazing. Thank you so much, everybody. See you.